All right, so thinking about a trip to a botanical garden,
Good idea.
trying to figure out like which one's really worth it, what makes them so special.
Yeah.
Maybe even get some insider tips from people who've actually been there.
Oh, for sure. I think this will be fun.
Well, you've come to the right place.
Definitely.
Today we're going to deep dive into the world of botanical gardens.
Love it.
And trust me, it's way more exciting than you might think.
Oh, it really is. Botanical gardens are so much more than just, pretty flowers. Like, they're living museums, conservation hubs, and canvases for art and imagination, even.
Okay, so let's unpack this a little bit. We've got articles, even firsthand accounts from Reddit users, all about what makes a certain botanical garden stand out.
Awesome.
And the variety is truly astounding. Like we're talking the oldest garden in Italy,
Wow.
still rocking its original design, to a garden in Maine with giant wooden trolls hidden throughout.
That's amazing. What's so fascinating is how each garden really has its own personality and draws visitors for different reasons.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Like for example, like Longwood Gardens in Pennsylvania,
Mhm.
they're known for like their spectacular seasonal displays. So imagine thousands of twinkling lights for their luminaria nights or a dazzling Christmas spectacle.
Oh, that sounds magical.
It is.
But then you have places like the Desert Botanical Garden in Arizona, which is proving that beauty can thrive even in the most arid landscapes.
Right.
Talk about a different kind of wow factor.
Exactly. And if you're looking for like ocean views paired with your flora and fauna, the Mendocino Coast Botanical Gardens in California has got you covered. Dahlias, magnolias, and breathtaking coastal virtas. It's really a feast for the senses.
I'm already feeling inspired to book a trip.
Yeah.
But what about for those who prefer a city escape?
Well, the Brooklyn Botanical Garden offers a tranquil oasis right in the heart of New York City,
Oh, nice.
especially during their famous cherry blossom season.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of unique experiences, you mentioned giant trolls earlier.
I did.
Tell me more about that.
Ah, yes. The coastal Maine Botanical Gardens. So it's not just about plants there. They have these 5 massive wooden trolls just tucked away throughout the ground. So it creates kind of a whimsical treasure hunt for visitors. It adds a really playful element, especially for families.
That's such a cool concept. It shows that botanical gardens aren't afraid to think outside the box and offer something truly memorable.
Absolutely. And speaking of memorable, we can't forget to mention some of the internationally renowned gardens. So for a taste of history, there's the Orto Botanico di Podova in Italy,
Okay.
the oldest surviving botanical garden in the world.
Wow. The oldest. That's incredible.
Mhm.
Just imagine the stories those plants could tell.
Right. Then there's Kew Gardens in London, boasting the title of the largest botanical garden globally,
Wow.
over 30,000 plant species, and a breathtaking treetop walkway. It's a must-see for any plant enthusiast.
From the oldest to the largest, it's clear that botanical gardens offer a window into the incredible diversity of the plant kingdom.
They do.
But it's not just about the plants themselves, is it?
Not at all. Botanical gardens are also about like the experiences and connections that they foster. The Portland Japanese Garden in Oregon, for example, it kind of transports you to a serene world of traditional Japanese aesthetics, complete with tea ceremonies and rotating art exhibits. It's a cultural experience as much as a botanical one.
And for those who like to experience nature from new heights, there's the Atlanta Botanical Gardens Candida Canopy Walk. Imagine strolling like 40 feet above the forest floor on this winding bridge.
Oh, it offers a totally different perspective on the ecosystem. And then, of course, you have your like classic botanical garden experiences, like swan boat rides in Boston Public Garden, surrounded by, vibrant tulips and fragrant roses. It's a timeless tradition, free for everyone to enjoy.
So we've got historical significance, unique experiences, even a touch of whimsy. It sounds like there's a botanical garden out there for every taste and interest. But I'm curious about the bigger picture. Why should we care about botanical gardens beyond, their aesthetic appeal?
That's a great question, and it brings us to the heart of what makes these places so vital. They're not just about recreation. They're playing a crucial role in conservation, education, and even our well-being.
Here's where it gets really interesting.
Exactly. Many gardens, like Kirstenbosch National Botanical Garden in South Africa, are actually actively working to preserve native plant species, often endangered ones.
Wow.
They're like safe havens for biodiversity in a world facing, increasing environmental pressures. And it's not just, about protecting the plants that are within their walls. These gardens are really leading the charge in like research, education, and outreach.
Right.
They're teaching people about the importance of, plant diversity, sustainable gardening practices, and how to be better stewards of the environment, really.
So it's like a ripple effect, spreading knowledge and awareness far beyond the garden gates.
Precisely. And let's not forget the impact on, our well-being. Botanical gardens offer these incredible escapes from the hustle and bustle of daily life. Imagine yourself surrounded by lush greenery, the scent of flowers in the air, the soothing sounds of nature. Like, it's an instant mood booster.
Oh, I can definitely attest to that. There's something incredibly grounding about just being in nature.
Yeah.
It's like hitting the reset button on your mind and body.
Exactly. And, building upon the amazing variety we've seen so far, I think it's fascinating to see how botanical gardens are kind of constantly evolving,
Yeah.
blending traditional elements with more modern approaches.
Yeah, you're right. It's not just about rows of plants anymore. They're incorporating art installations, interactive exhibits, even technology to enhance that visitor experience.
It's all about like engaging new generations and making these spaces relevant to a wider audience. Take, for example, the trend of incorporating seasonal experiences. Botanical gardens aren't just static museums. They transform throughout the year, offering a completely different perspective depending on when you visit.
So you might have like a dazzling display of spring blooms one month and then an enchanting autumnal landscape with vibrant foliage the next.
Right.
Keeps things fresh and exciting.
Exactly. And let's not forget, like those magical winter wonderlands some gardens will create with elaborate light displays and festive events. It's a way to like experience nature's beauty even when it's, cold outside.
It's amazing how these gardens can evoke such a range of emotions.
Yeah.
You can feel like a sense of awe walking among towering redwoods, find peace and tranquility in a meticulously designed Japanese garden, or even tap into your inner child discovering those hidden trolls in Maine.
Right. It's true. They appeal to something like deep within us, our innate connection to the natural world. And in today's, fast-paced digital world, I think that connection is more important than ever.
Absolutely. These gardens offer a respite from the constant stimulation, a place to like slow down, breathe deeply, and simply be present in the moment. It's a form of mindfulness that I think everyone can benefit from, regardless of, age or background.
I agree. As we're talking, I'm realizing that botanical gardens are more than just like collections of plants. They're like living museums that tell the story of our relationship with nature, both past and present.
That's a great way to put it. They showcase the incredible diversity of plant life, but they also highlight how interconnected we are with the natural world.
Right.
And through their conservation efforts and educational programs, they're working to protect that interconnectedness for future generations.
Speaking of the future, what I find truly remarkable is how botanical gardens are embracing innovation and adapting to meet the challenges of our time. They're like integrating technology to enhance the visitor experience, experimenting with sustainable practices, and finding new ways to engage, a wider audience.
For example, many gardens now offer like virtual tours and online resources, making them accessible to people who may not be able to, visit in person. And they're using social media to connect with younger audiences, sharing stunning visuals and behind-the-scenes glimpses of their work.
It's inspiring to see how they're staying relevant and impactful in an ever-changing world.
We've covered so much ground already, from the unique features and global highlights to the important role they play in our world. And it's clear that botanical gardens offer something truly special for everyone.
We have. And as we move into the final part of our deep dive, I think it's worth pondering some of the bigger questions these gardens raise about, our relationship with nature and the future of our planet.
All right, let's dive into those thought-provoking questions.
Yeah.
We've journeyed through a world of vibrant blooms, towering trees, and even hidden trolls, all within the remarkable realm of botanical gardens.
It's been quite a trip.
It has. But now let's kind of shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
And ponder some of the bigger questions these gardens raise about the future.
Yes, because as much as they offer like a glimpse into the past and present of, the plant kingdom,
Yeah.
they also hold a mirror to the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead.
One question that keeps coming back to me is, how can these gardens adapt to a changing climate? We will see rising temperatures, extreme weather events, and shifts in plant habitats.
Right.
How can botanical gardens ensure the survival of their their precious collections.
It's a pressing issue for sure, and a lot of gardens are actually becoming centers for climate change research. They're experimenting with drought-resistant plants and implementing sustainable practices to reduce their environmental footprint. Some are even creating seed banks to preserve genetic diversity for, for the future.
It's encouraging to hear they're not just like passive observers, but active participants in finding solutions.
Exactly.
But what about educating the public about climate change? I mean, these gardens are incredible platforms for raising awareness and inspiring action.
Absolutely. They can showcase the impact of climate change on plant life, demonstrate sustainable gardening techniques, and empower visitors to make a difference in their own communities.
Yeah, another big question is how botanical gardens can bridge the gap between urban populations and nature. As more people live in cities surrounded by, concrete and technology, how can these gardens foster a connection to the natural world?
That's a crucial challenge. And gardens are rising to the occasion in really creative ways. They're creating like urban green spaces,
Hmm.
offering outdoor classrooms for kids, and hosting events that celebrate the intersection of, nature, art, and culture.
It's all about making nature accessible and relevant to people's lives, no matter where they live. I think that's a powerful message botanical gardens can convey, that nature isn't, separate from us. It's an integral part of who we are.
I couldn't agree more. And as we conclude our deep dive, I think it's safe to say that botanical gardens are more than just beautiful places to visit. They're living laboratories, cultural hubs, and beacons of hope for a more sustainable and connected future.
They really do remind us of the beauty, resilience, and interconnectedness of the natural world, and inspire us to become better stewards of our planet.
So as you venture out into the world, just, keep an eye out for botanical gardens in your area. You might be surprised by what you discover.
And who knows, you might even be inspired to plant a seed of change yourself. That's it for our deep dive into the world of botanical gardens. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep growing.